Welcome back, guys. You might have seen in my previous video this helmet, and well, you might actually think about it. Didn't I actually just focus last time on technical stuff? Well, that's my second hobby, and first, I love it, and I thought I'd give you a quick rundown of first this little helmet and a comparison of my two pairs of gauntlets, which actually I wanted to do first. So actually that should be the first video on my channel, but I haven't any time. So well, now I'm here. So actually you can clearly see this helmet has seen some beating. It is rusted and pitted and ugly. But this helmet actually is now, I think, yeah, it is 4 to 5 years old, and clearly, as you can see, I removed some of the rust with some sandpaper, which I failed miserably because it rusted again. And I did some engraving as testing, where I can show it to you. Little, I hope it can focus. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, now you can see it. I actually engraved it with my little Dremel. Originally, I thought I'm going to etch it. Then it didn't turn out quite that good, and I pretty much got the bit in it. Yeah, well, cut it out with my Dremel. So this helmet I got, like I said, 4 to 5 years ago. It is actually pretty lightweight for a 2mm thick steel. I think it weighs about, I don't know, 2.5 kilos or something, or not even about, I think 2 kilos or something, at best 2 kilos. So this helmet actually is quite, yeah, how should I say it, quite light and small, and I love it. It was actually my first helmet, which I got in, I think, the same month where I got these suckers. That's my first pair of gauntlets which I ever got, and it was actually the first piece of armor which I ever got involved with. So they are also 4 to 5 years now old, and still I love them. I'm going to show you actually the movement of them, because the mobility of them is just amazing. They restrict your movement pretty much. How should I say it? They don't restrict your movement at all. So, and actually they are also pretty lightweight. So I think they are about 600 grams something per pair gauntlets, so 1.2 kilos. So actually they're pretty lightweight. And again, I love them. They are the first pair of gauntlets, and as you can see, wait a second. As you can see, the mobility is, yeah, I think you might see it. It is just beautifully. The mobility is excellent. There are no signs of anything hurting when I wear them, or anything like pressure on the back of your hand, which you might have by off-the-shelf gauntlets. They are not pretty much off the shelf. I got them on an event, or yeah, I got them on an event, and they are, like I said previously, they are beautiful. But the only thing which I don't like about them is the pieces of leather where actually the scales of the fingers are riveted on them. They interfere a little bit with each other, so the mobility is not quite as good as it could be. But hey, mobility wise, they are excellent. And also, which I do love about them, is I can wear any pair of gauntlets in them, which I like. As you can see, there are some loops in the fingers, so you can pretty much just slip through them and yeah, you wear it. And again, I love it. They are made of about 1.2 to 1.4 millimeters thick steel, so they can get a hell of a beating, and I've got countless of weapons on them. And that's the other pair of gauntlets, which also has great mobility. They are also just as good mobility as the other pair, but not that quite good, but also no pressure on the back of your hand, or at least for my size and my hands. I have actually no pressure on the back of my hands. The mobility on the fingers is exceptionally good, much better like on the first pair. They don't interfere with each other at all, or just minimal, and yeah, I do like them. And you can actually see they're made of much thicker steel. The fingers are made of 1.6 millimeters steel. The plate on the thumb is made of 1.4 millimeters, and the rest of the gauntlet is also made of at least 1.4 millimeters to 1.6. And again, they have great mobility. I love them, but one thing about them which is not that good is the gauntlet is actually sewn and glued in with the pieces of leather beneath them. So if the gauntlets wear out, you pretty much have to cut the threads and remove the glue, and yeah, well, sew and glue another fresh pair of gauntlets in. But actually, no, that's the helmet which I'm now wearing if I'm going into battle. It's a full visor helmet, and I loved it. I love this salad so much. It is pretty heavy. It is made of 2 millimeter steel, and the visor is made of 1.6 millimeters. Yeah, 1.6 millimeter steel. And no, 1.4 millimeters. Sorry, 1.4 to 1.6 millimeters, somewhere in between them. And it weighs a ton. It weighs, I think, yeah, 1.5 kilos. I would say. It weighs 4.5 kilos. So you can imagine wearing this helmet all day long. Yeah, you get a pretty stiff neck, but protection wise, this helmet is great. And as you can see, mirror finish, polished it around a week ago or something, and again I paid 140 euros for this helmet. And actually, the price of the gauntlets, I didn't say anything about it. The first pair, I paid for this pair 160 or 170 euros, and for this pair they were a little bit more expensive. They cost me 200 bucks or something. Yeah, 200 bucks, but hell, they are worth it. Really, they were worth it. This helmet did cost me, I think, 100 bucks. It was really dirt cheap. My shop do order all of this stuff. They had, I think, 10 or 15% off of all helmets in this month. So hell yeah, I ordered that thing. And now the last thing is my first sword. It is also 4 to 5 years now old, and hell, I love this sword. I damn love it. And you can also see mirror finish, polished it also a week ago. Mirror finish, very well balanced. It's a little bit on the heavy side, I think for that short blade, because it is only I think 72 centimeters or something long. As you can see, it is really not that long, but I love everything about this sword. It is durable as fuck. It really looks good. It feels good, and the last thing, it is not that historical accurate. The pommel is not, yeah, it is not hand forged. It is actually turned on the lathe. You can feel it in here. If you use your nail, you can really feel a step over and so forth. Also, this part here, the guard, is actually not made of it is made of high carbon steel, but it is actually not hand forged. The blade itself is hand forged, and the gaunlet is also forged. So it is not ground out, it is actually a forged blade. So for durability, hell, I love it. And also, I don't know how the sword is assembled. I think it is some sort of press fit. You can unscrew the pommel, and you can also see there are no rivets. So hell, I don't know for sure how they assembled it, but as you can hear or not hear, hell, it is silent. My other sword, which I got from Hanwei, they're also great sword manufacturer, especially for the not that high of a price. I got a sword from them at about 300 bucks, and the guard, actually, you can hear it vibrating. It is not that good. It could be more on the tight side, but hell, that blade is also awesome. It is way longer than this sword, but for 1.3 kilos it is actually so damn light, and it is so well balanced. So yeah, was a mini rundown of all my armory, I have virtually a whole plate armor in my room right now, but that's for another video, because my fucking memory is running out. Yeah. So again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time. Bye.